What is going on, YouTube? Today we got the UFC 320 breakdown, official card breakdown. We got every fight on the card. We're gonna start with the early prelim opener, go all the way to the main event, and you know what time it is, man. Day 2 in a row, 2 out of 7, and we're gonna start right away. Let's get right into it. So the early prelim opener, we got Veronica Hardy versus Brogan Walker, however you want to pronounce her name. Veronica Hardy's gonna just school her on the feet for 3 rounds. Walker hasn't fought in a while. She barely ever fights. I think it's just time for her to come collect a paycheck. So she's coming back to fight Veronica Hardy. I think Veronica Hardy is just gonna chip away at her on the feet, jab at her, and just fuck her up on the feet. Typical early prelim women's MMA fight. 30-27 across the board. Walker, she's not really good at anything. She's not a good striker, not a good grappler. She doesn't have good defense. She doesn't have good offense. Like she's not good at fighting. And Veronica Hardy's decent, especially standing up. So I'm taking Veronica Hardy to just school her to a decision. The second fight, though, moving on, we got Ramiz Brahimaj versus Austin Vanderford. Now, I believe Brahimaj is the underdog in this fight. We can just talk about their last performances. Austin Vanderford fought Ankalaev Rednikov, his last performance in his debut. He's a pretty, he doesn't have the greatest stand-up, doesn't have the craziest chin, but he's going to come at you, throw a couple strikes, and look for a takedown immediately. And Brahimaj is, what's the word? Brahimaj is game for that, I believe. I honestly think so. Even though he's the underdog, he kind of does seem he can be pushed around. He can be bitched a little bit for sure. I could see Vanderford like camping on top of him, punching at him away, get a takedown, stay on top, because Brahimaj does like to settle in on bottom off his back. He does have better BJJ, but Vanderford has got better wrestling. Where I do see the difference is, I believe Vanderford will take Brahimaj down in the first round. I don't think he'll be able to finish him in the first round. He couldn't finish Ankalaev Rednikov in the first round. He got close, though, with the arm bar, or with the arm triangle. But I don't think you're submitting Brahimaj. I mean, like, he's pretty decent at BJJ, like actual BJJ, not MMA BJJ. So I don't think he's going to submit Ramiz Brahimaj. I think if he does win, it'll be by like TKO to ground and pound. But Brahimaj presents a better, more powerful stand-up, And I know I'm saying that because he knocked out Mickey Gall, but no, even in his other fights, he does seem to have more raw power than Austin Vanderford, who could get chinned. But I am taking Ramiz Brahimaj by finish. I do think he's gonna chin Austin Vanderford, who just like, he comes in a little too reckless to me. He had a good last performance, he really did, but I'm taking Ramiz Brahimaj. Moving on, though. Ankalaev Rednikov versus I don't know how to say his name, man. Punelli Soriano. I'm taking Soriano to win the fight. I think Soriano will. I think his coaches have instilled in him that, like, bro, don't fall in love with defeat. Like, if you're standing up in this fight, you are at a disadvantage. If he had any type of brain, or his coaches had a brain, they tell him this: if you're standing up, you're at a disadvantage. If you go forward and take Rednikov down, I think you could just hold him down and have your way with him. I truly think so. So I'm taking Soriano, 29-28 decision, where he gets hurt in one of the rounds, but he does what he needs to do in the grappling, because he can out-grapple Ankalaev Rednikov, who, like I just told you, got out-grappled by Austin Vanderford in his debut at catchweight, by the way. Moving on, though. Man, this is fucking crazy. I didn't mean to click that. This is crazy. Patchy Mix, who's one of the biggest signings that the UFC has had in years, like pre his fight with Mario Batista, Man, this is fucking crazy. He's on the early prelims of UFC 320 after being like the second fight on the main card of a pay-per-view 3 months ago. Uh, crazy work, but he deserves it after his last performance. Now, I'm not going to use too much of his last performance against him in this prediction because I think that just seems so out of character to him. Like, I know Patchy Mix looked dog shit, and I know it's the meme to make fun of him right now, but in his previous fights, he's flowed way better than that. Even though he is kind of stiff, he's flowed way better than that on the feet. And I don't think he'll have to worry about someone like darting in and out, picking him apart on the feet from range like he would have, like he did against Mario Batista. I think Jacob Wilclatz, he's decent. He's very wild. Like he'll pull for a leg lock. He'll jump guillotine on you, and I don't think you can do those things against Patchy Mix. Like Wilclatz will accept bottom position, but then he'll try to scramble out, and you know he's a wild fighter. I don't think you can do that against Patchy Mix. I think this could end up being a pretty entertaining fight though, where Patchy Mix is like got a lot of top pressure and fighting for a lot of submissions and getting a little rabbit punches off on top, and Wilclatz is scrambling around. He's going for a leg. They stand up. I think Wilclatz will have the speed advantage. Just for obviously, he'll have the speed advantage. He'll probably have the stand-up advantage where I could see. But I think Patchy Mix will get this fight to the ground and use his swarming like top pressure, you know. And I think Wilclatz is too. He's too takedownable for somebody like Patchy Mix. Even though he's wild and he does get to his positions that he wants to, I think Patchy Mix will take him down, and I think he'll keep him there. I think this would be another 29-28 decision, honestly. Man, Patchy Mix really looked like shit in his last performance, so it's hard to think that he'll come off that and get a submission, especially early on. And Wilclatz, this is his debut. He's gonna look for some to make some noise. So I hope he proves me wrong. I hope both of them prove me wrong and they get a finish here, because these are two big not superstars, but two big stars from other promotions. But I'm trying to think logically. Patchy Mix, he's not that good, bro. Fuck it, he's not that good. So we're going to move on. Macy Chiasson versus Yana Santos. She's on a lot. Whoa, hold on. Who did she lose to? Ketlin Vieira was her last fight? Yeah, okay. Macy Chiasson versus Yana Santos. I'm going to go with Macy Chiasson because I think the size disparity, even though she's starting to shy away from that in her recent performances, I think she'll go back to that, especially after losing her last fight, which I thought she won, by the way. But she'll go back to just jabbing her head off like the Muay Thai. She's a Muay Thai background, and I think she'll go back to, jabbing Yana Santos, who's fucking 5'6". I mean, Macy's fucking 6 feet tall, damn near. She'll go back to jabbing her, and then I think her offensive grappling is pretty decent, actually. It's actually pretty decent, her offensive grappling. Yana Santos' last win, she fought Miesha Tate, I believe, a couple months ago. Wasn't the craziest win. She beat an old Miesha Tate, so I'm not really too... She's got decent stand-up, but she's got to get past the length disadvantage. And when you're 5'11" to 5'6", it doesn't matter if you're women's MMA. You're not getting across that jab if you don't have, like, KO power or, like, an offensive takedown worth holding somebody's gunfire away, So I'm going Macy Chiasson, 29-28, 30-27 decision. Not predicting a lot of finishes here. I predicted one finish. Not a lot of finishes I'm predicting. I hope I'm wrong. But here we go onto the meat and potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Santos versus Ju Sang-yu. Fucking fire matchup. Daniel Santos got that, the shooter box. He's got that style, walk forward, high guard. He's decent off his back. He'll play the Charles Oliveira game where he'll get dropped. If he gets dropped, he'll wait for you to come down, or he'll lay on his back. I wouldn't lie to you and say I've seen a bunch of Juseng Yu fights outside of his debut a couple months ago. But Juseng Yu, he looks fucking amazing. I mean, I couldn't be more impressed in a debut. Can be. He looks like he's got good distance control. Looks like he knows how to bait people in. He's got pretty good stand up. I'm going Juseng Yu by KO. Honestly, I think he'll pick a shot because Daniel Santos likes to walk forward. I think he'll pick a shot, sneak a shot in, and he'll knock Santos down. Santos will be waiting for him to come down to his guard, and I think he'll let him up. And then a couple minutes later, boom, left hook KO again in a whole fucking arena, including me because I'm going to be there. Just goes crazy. This should be a great fight, though. Battle of two prospects. They both look pretty good, but Juseng Yu, I mean, he's got the touch of death, even though, his last opponent, he's got the touch of death, it looks like, in his left hand, and he's patient. He's got great timing, so looking forward to this fight. Moving on, though, Chris Gutierrez versus Farid Basharat. Whoops, I keep fucking doing that. Chris Gutierrez versus Farid Basharat. We all know what Chris Gutierrez wants to do. Chop low, beat you up upstairs, chop low. Wants to Justin Gaethje, Alex Pereira you. That's what Chris Gutierrez wants to do. Yeah, Farid Basharat's not going for that. I think he'll take him down in a round and submit him. I'm keeping it a buck. Chris Gutierrez going to start off at range. Chris Gutierrez is going to be trying to chop low. That he's going to start off chopping low 1,000%. That's how you shy away a grappler. That's how you shot. What are the odds for this fight? They don't have odds. There's no fucking way. Wow, UFC. Yeah, they're gonna start off at range, and Chris Gutierrez's best bet is gonna be try to chop low. That's how you take away the base of somebody who wants to grab you. But I don't think it'll work. I think he'll get taken down right away because Farid Basharat looked pretty decent in his last couple fights. I think he'll take him down and submit him in a round via RNC against the cage. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Like I can't give you anything else. I can't. Chris Gutierrez is not going to offensively grapple. He's not going to defensively grapple that well. He might get back to his feet, but I think he'll get taken right back down because Farid Basharat is a pretty good fighter. If Gutierrez wins this fight, it's going to be because he destroyed Basharat's legs, and he doesn't have knockout power, so he doesn't have real knockout power against somebody like this. So his best bet is to win by a leg kick. I'm just letting you know he's going to get submitted. Just know that he's going to get submitted. If you know, you know. Moving on though. Oh my gosh, Edmund Shabazian versus Andre Muniz. Muniz is coming off that KO loss to Ikram Aliskerov, I believe, and Edmund Shabazian is coming off a win against Andre Petroski. I'm taking Edmund Shabazian by first or second round KO. Andre Muniz is too chinny, and Edmund, when he really sits on shots, he's got a good body kick. I mean, this is the southpaw to orthodox matchup, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is the southpaw to orthodox matchup. Edmund Shabazian is good about attacking kicks to the body. Even though he's got that distorted body himself, he's got good kicks to the body. I think that'll bring Muniz's hands down, who has decent grappling, but he's not going to shoot offensively. It would be in his best interest to shoot early, but he's not going to. I don't think he has a chance on the feet against Edmund Shabazian, who, when he really sits on shots, he can let off some. Like, he fumbled his finish against Andre Petroski. It wasn't Bukowskis. Was it Gerald Mearshart? I believe it was Gerald Mearshart where he kind of fumbled the finish as well, Edmund Shabazian. Yeah. He fumbled the finish against Gerald Mearshart and then got subbed. But Edmund's pretty good when he sits down on shots, and I think he can pick Andre Muniz apart to the body, be looking out for a lot of body kicks, a lot of teeps, and then I think he'll follow it up upstairs like a high kick or, first or second round KO for Edmund Shabazian. Now, if you've been wondering this entire video, why do I have Peter Yan up right now on my screen? Why do I have Twitter up on my screen? Normally I wouldn't do that. It's because I've been waiting and refreshing Twitter all fucking day to see who's going to replace Ozzy Diaz. I knew that was gonna happen. Yo, mid recording. Now, let me get this out of the way. Ozzy Diaz was supposed to take on the Table Gutierrez. Ozzy Diaz pulled out, unannounced medical issues. Hopefully he's okay. But earlier, Peter Yan says, my friend Elias Hamzin is in Vegas and ready to step in for this one too. Great. I was thinking, okay, they're going to find someone to replace Ozzy Diaz for a Table Gutierrez fight, because this would be a big loss to the card. But now you see, this is why I had Twitter up, because I was waiting for this moment. So Ozzy Diaz is out. Table Gutierrez will now take on Tristan Vines. I'm not going to lie, but who is Tristan Vines? Tristan Vines. Got to be a regional guy. Yeah. R.I.P. R.I.P. brother. He's going to die. He's gonna die. He's already been KO'd 3 times in his career. In amateur, he's gotten KO'd. Yeah. We don't even gotta. Whoever was going to fight Table Gutierrez, they were getting sacrificed. Okay. Table Gutierrez by first round KO. Table Gutierrez, he's not like Mansour Abdul Malik, where he's like fraud checkable and he's not really that good. You know, he really wasn't beating Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage was like actually beating him. If you know, you know. If you watch that fight, you know. Table Gutierrez, he's got devastating KO power. He's a really good fighter. He's going to knock out this Tristan Vines guy. But I'm a fan of Tristan Vines for stepping up and keeping Table Gutierrez on the card, because we really needed something like this. This will set off the main card. But there's not much to discuss. None of us can act like we know who this is by any means. So just know, Table Gutierrez first round KO, another sacrifice. Moving on to the main card, though. This is fucking, man. Abus Magomedov versus Joe Pyfer. Now, I want everybody to listen to me when I say this, right? Abus, pre-Michelle Pereira fight, I would have said, man, Abus in the first round, like, this is going to be a crazy... Like, leading up to the Michelle Pereira fight, Mikhail, whatever you want to call him, to the Pereira fight, I was like, bro, this is going to be the craziest first round of all time. No, Abus looks slow. He looks too jittery out there, and I think he will be feeling the feels standing with Joe Pyfer, because he will not offensively take... He will, but he won't be able to take Joe Pyfer down, especially keep him there. I think Joe Pyfer will be stalking him this entire fight. The entire fight, where he eventually gets a third round KO. Abus is pretty good. He's pretty good. He's pretty dynamic, but he's also pretty shit. So he'll gas out by the start of the second round. He'll be completely gassed. If I'm going off his last performance, I mean, he could get KO'd in round 1. That's how bad he looked. He looked so bad. He didn't look like he used to. Maybe something was wrong with him. Maybe he'll come out looking dynamic like he normally does. Because if he starts off round 1, attacking, 3-level threat, like attacking low, attacking to the body, attacking to the head, Abus could put up a good fight. But I think Joe Pyfer will KO him. Joe Pyfer's good at stalking people and like using his frame or like the fear of his hands to push you back. He's pretty good at that against everyone not named Jack Hermanson. So I think he'll kill Abus by KO in the second or third round. I truly believe that. Now, moving on to the featherweight matchup of the night, Josh Emmett versus Yusuf Zalal. In no way in the world do I think Josh Emmett is going to win this fight. I don't. I do want him to win. I do want Josh Emmett to win. I want Josh Emmett to win. Look at me. I want Josh Emmett to win. He's not gonna win. Josh Emmett. Everyone knows Josh Emmett's game plan. He doesn't offensively wrestle. He doesn't. He doesn't offensively wrestle. So Josh Emmett's game plan is to stalk you down, feint feint. He's just gonna stalk you down and throw a looping overhand once per minute. He doesn't really jab well. He doesn't. He doesn't have a decent low kick. He will low kick you, but his whole thing is if he touches you, you're gonna die. But that comes with not a lot of output. And Yusuf Zalal, as we all know, he's going to run around the octagon. He's going to touch you up a couple times. He has decent enough hands to do so because he knows that he needs to stay out completely. He cannot stay in. And if you thought he ran in his last performance against the corpse of Calvin Kattar, just know he's just going to be doing cardio all day. He's going to be sticking Josh Emmett, who is stickable, sticking, moving, running on the outside, scurrying on the outside, not like Bryce Mitchell trying to sit down and wait on things or time something or just be back against the cage. No, he's going to be moving laterally the entire time. Like, genuinely, the entire fight, he's going to be doing that, moving around, trying to stick and move. It's going to be his entire game plan. He's going to get booed for it. There's no path to victory for Yusuf Zalal besides that. And against Josh Emmett, who's the perfect opponent for this type of match style, he's going to win the fight by 30-27, 29-28 decision. Just face it. Unless we see a Josh Emmett, Bryce Mitchell performance, this is just going to be one of those fights. And I think Yusuf Zalal he knows the danger that comes with staying still against Josh Emmett. Moving on, though. In our feature fight of the night, someone could call this the fight of the year. We got Yuri Prochazka versus Khalil Roundtree. And man, I gotta tell you, I'm taking Khalil Roundtree. I'm doing it. I don't care. I'm doing it. I'm taking Khalil Roundtree to KO Yuri Prochazka. Yes, I am. Why? How dumb are you? Do you know who Khalil is? I mean, I know. Do you know who Yuri is? I know. Here's my reasoning. Yuri can't deal with the low kicks, man. He can't. I think when people talk about low kicks, they get exaggerated. But Alex Pereira laid out the game plan to fight Yuri Prochazka if you have good low kicks. Low kick Yuri, limit his janky movement, and make him think about you going low and come upstairs with something powerful. What fighter better to do that other than Alex Pereira? Khalil Roundtree. Now, can Khalil be bitched a little bit? You know, he can be pushed against the cage. He can be like, your presence can overwhelm Khalil Roundtree. It could push him back. And Yuri's not as flat-footed as Jamal Hill, but Yuri is hittable, and that is Yuri's problem. He is hittable. He's got a chin of hell, but he is very hittable. Every aspect of Yuri Prochazka is hittable. And I know he's got the new head movement. The new head movement was better, but it was also Jamal Hill, and it also wasn't really the new head movement. It was the same head movement, but with slightly faster reaction time. He was still getting touched at certain points against Jamal Hill, who I think he has less power than Khalil Roundtree. I do. Especially out of the southpaw. Khalil can also go orthodox and throw a leg kick, but he's going to be chopping low southpaw, inside and out. And I think when he comes over the top of something upstairs, it's going to hurt Yuri because he throws hard. I know that's the meme, and he fights like Batman, and he does throw hard. And I think his last performance against Jamal Hill proves that, he can play that game on the outside. He can win the outside by throwing leg kicks. He's willing to do that. He was willing to just leg kick Jamal Hill, wait for him to come in and hit him with something big. I think Yuri's perfect for that. I think Yuri, if he wins, it'll be by KO, Yuri. But I think Yuri's best bet is to be feigning on the outside a lot. Or not feigning on the outside, being all the way inside. Because if he feints on the outside a lot, like he likes to do sometimes, he likes to Yuri it up, he's going to get pieced apart. He's going to get picked apart. Yuri has to be all the way in the entire fight. I truly believe that. Yuri cannot be on the outside against Khalil Roundtree, and I love Yuri to death. He's like so cool to watch. Even like I watch Yuri Prohaska's interviews because he's so cool to watch. Like he's genuinely a treat to MMA fans. But man, I can't help but think Khalil's gonna have him like wobbling in the first round. I can't not see it. I can't not see Khalil Roundtree having Yuri Prohaska wobbling due to like 7 or 8 leg kicks in the first 4.5 minutes of the fight. I can see Yuri stumbling up and like him getting kicked, and as he's getting kicked, he's like pushing Khalil against the cage and like trying to knee him in his stomach and stuff and like elbow him. I can see that after a first round of everybody like, damn, Khalil's fucking Yuri up. I can see it. I can see him coming around, him coming in the next round and trying to press the gas, and I can see him throwing something and Khalil hitting him with a big overhand. I can see it. I can just see it. And that's why I'm going with Khalil. I think Yuri is too hittable, and I think Khalil is a little bitchable. Like you can overwhelm him with your presence, but he's been in there with Alex Pereira. He's gotten poised. We saw that in the Jamal Hill fight. He had a better performance against Jamal Hill than Yuri did, I believe. And I'm not basing that entirely off of that performance, but just the way they fight, I think Khalil is just bound to touch Yuri. And I'm not saying he has Alex Pereira type striking, but Khalil's a pretty powerful guy. So I'm going with Khalil by second round KO. I'm sorry, man. I'm not mad at whoever wins. Like, fuck, stop doing that. I am not mad at whoever wins that fight. Khalil versus Yuri, not mad at it whatsoever. That is going to be an amazing fight to watch it live. It really is. But moving on to the co-main event, we got Merab Dvalishvili taking on Corey Sandhagen. Bantamweight title fight. Man, fuck. This is a hard one. I'm going with Merab. Going with Merab. 49-46, 50-45 decision. Corey Sandhagen, let's talk about their paths to victory. Corey Sandhagen's path to victory is to stay on the outside and try to throw dynamic strikes at Merab, throw knees up the middle, throw jumping knees, try to jab him up. But the problem with Corey Sandhagen is he has no power. Corey Sandhagen's hands are useless. Presented with a threat like this, Corey is subjected to staying on the outside and low kicking, or staying on the outside and jab to-ing. Like that's Corey Sandhagen against Umar. It's like scrambling around and losing fights because you're getting out scrambled, and then you get to stand up and then you're throwing 1-2s and you're throwing low kick. He can't do that against Merab. Merab's gonna push the pace on him the entire fight. Be feinting. He'll probably like just push Corey against the cage and wrestle him down and just destroy him. Merab's looked 10 times better than he's ever looked in his entire life in his last performance. I wouldn't be surprised if he submitted Corey, but Corey's got better scrambles than Sean O'Malley. He's not easily submittable anymore. I know Aljo like ragdolled him, but I think he's got good scrambles nowadays. He's not gonna accept like certain positions that Sean O'Malley would, and I don't think he'll get submitted. I think he'll touch Merab a little bit on the outside, flicker a jab, bloody Merab's nose. But I mean, again, Corey Sandhagen's only path to victory is to land a flying knee or jab fest Merab Dvalishvili. See, only like genuinely, he can't knock Merab out. He can't knock anybody out, let alone Merab, who's an absolute tank. Merab has every path to victory. He's just going to walk Corey down for 5 rounds unless he gets a finish earlier, which I don't think he will. He's not going to finish him with his hands. And we know if he does get a finish, it's going to be on the ground, but Merab doesn't really finish fights like that. So I'm not going to say that last performance is going to change how I view Merab too much. It did change a little bit, but it's not going to change it too much. I think Merab will get a 50-45 decision against Corey Sandhagen. And like it's not a hot take. Moving on to the main event. Moving on to the main event of the evening. Hold on, let's get this right. Let me get this right. All right. All right. The main event of the evening. Magomed Ankalaev taking on Alex Pereira. Lock in. I've got Alex Pereira by first or second round KO. Why do I say this? Now, I could go on and on about how these guys fight. I'm going to go strictly off their not strictly. First of all, we've seen Alex Pereira fight way better than we've seen him fight in his last fight. What I think will happen is, because I do agree with the sentiment that I do agree that he was not 100%. Like, he did not look like the same fighter that he's looked like in the past. And I know you can chalk that up to, well, Ankalaev didn't give him any room. He was walking him down the entire fight. He was the takedown threat. Alex Pereira said he was 40%. I believe him. He said he was 40%. He said he's coming to this fight way better than he was before. I know that was the narrative, like, on fight week last week, was he wasn't 100%. So he's going to let his hand go. I think he's going to let his hands go. He's going to start off every fight like he always does. Chop low, do that switch kick off the rear leg, and, chop low on Ankalaev. Ankalaev's going to be teeping him. I think it'll be a very measured first round. But I do think Alex Pereira will throw more with his hands, which could lead him to get taken down. I'm not saying that it won't. But I'm not afraid of Ankalaev taking Pereira down. I think we've seen that. And even if you look in Ankalaev's past fights, like against someone like Anthony Smith, like, he wasn't doing that much damage to Anthony Smith when he took him down. Thiago Santos, like, Ankalaev's not Habib. He's not Islam on the ground. So I'm not afraid in that realm, because Alex knows how to stay safe when he's down there. We've seen that against Yuri Prochazka. We've seen it against, Izzy. I know you can say that was a long time ago. We've seen that against Izzy. We saw it against Jan Blachowicz. We saw it against Yuri in the first fight. Alex knows how to stay safe on the ground. He will give away a round to stay safe and not get absolutely butchered on the ground. So I'm not afraid of Alex. I'm not afraid of that happening at that point. Strictly stand up. The last fight, you can say, I thought I made a video. I got taken down from the UFC. Alex got robbed in his first fight. I feel as if he won that third round, where he landed more than Ankalaev and he landed the more significant strikes. I think Alex is just going to lay out a left hook and kill Ankalaev. I do think so. Ankalaev's keys to victory, like, he can for sure swarm Alex. I think that'll be his game plan, is to come out and not try to get taken on the back foot. Because that's just, if he does get pushed backwards, I think Alex is going to beat him, like, easily. I still think he's going to get a first or second round KO, but, like, Ankalaev has to come forward. He has to try to swarm Pereira and not get him to throw anything like he did in the first fight. But the problem with that is that will not work. Alex is going to come out way better, faster, stronger, not as scared of the takedown threat. And I think Ankalaev, while he does adjust, he's not Tom Aspinall. Like, he's not going to touch Alex, and Alex is going to die. I think Alex will start off, try to chop low. I think Alex will take the front foot for the majority of the first round, and then Ankalaev will kind of follow him backwards, or not follow him backwards. He'll take initiative, and it'll be kind of like that first round went. But I think Alex will look 10 times better, and in the second round, I think he'll lay him out with a left hook. Shama, nigga. But yeah, man, I can't wait for Saturday, man. I can't wait to give you all this video to stream. I can't wait. That was my prediction and breakdowns for this whole card. Fights to look out for are Daniel Santos versus Jusen Yu, Ateba Gutierrez, and Yuri Prochazka, Khalil Roundtree. Those are my 3 fights outside of the main event to really keep your eye open for. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Like I said in my last video, I'm dropping a video every day this week. every single day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Saturday might not because I will be at the fight recording and shit. But dropping a video every day this week because of the fight week. And let me go back. Ankalaev is really fast. Not really fast. Ankalaev is fast. Bro, Pereira's not going for that. He's not going for it. I'm done. Y'all have a good night. Be looking out for the next video tomorrow. And like I said, have a good night. Shama.